Welcome to the Know, I'm Ashley.
And I'm Adam.
Somewhere out there is a Venn diagram, because this is the internet, and it is absolutely out there, of people who simultaneously thought that, 1, scam Steam games couldn't get any worse, and 2, the fidget spinner craze couldn't get any stupider. I'd like to think it's a big Venn diagram, but who knows? It turns out though, no matter what, no matter how stupid smart you are, you're wrong.
Several weeks back, Fidget Spinner Simulator hit the Steam store, prompting lots of lulls about its existence and the trend of fidget spinning in general. But now things have been kicked up another notch because the game just got a $50 DLC, which is literally 50 times the price of the actual game itself.
Alright, so what was once a nice thing to have a little bit of a giggle at has now prompted more conversation about Steam store curation, again, how developers try and game this system, and also, why? I know Miles has a fidget spinner, Jon has a fidget spinner, it's so hard not to judge.
But first, a tiny bit of background if you've been blissfully unaware of Fidget Spinner Simulator in general. It's a very rough game that'll cost you $1 if you decide to purchase it on Steam.
I think, like, it's very rough to call it even a game, right? It's a bit of a stretch. But
before you laugh off that suggestion, it does have a mostly positive overall rating on the platform, which is great, with loads of positive reviews saying things like, "I crashed into a tree and fucking died. It's alright, I guess."
Okay. The game's description says there's way more to the game than just tricking out your fidget spinner, though it also includes vaping your dank mod and riding hoverboards.
I like hoverboards, that's cool. However,
hoverboard simulator I would play.
Yeah.
That would be a nice time.
However, some of the recent reviews haven't been quite as favorable thanks to its new DLC. The developer announced the premium member DLC for the game this week, which gives you a super nifty gold-plated fidget simulator.
Oh!
Gold-plated fidget spinner along with a golden vape pen. God damn, that's value. All of which do definitely live up to that premium term.
Just think of the reflections.
And for the budget price of $49.99, if you act now, you can get it on sale for 40% off at $29.99. You'd have to be crazy not to buy gold items for $30.
Get right on it, yeah. For the most part, the whole thing seems like it's a pretty elaborate troll, and sometimes those are really fun, like the $90 Galgun DLC. That was a good time. Or no, yeah, the DLC. When the developer announced this DLC, he did so with actually very little fanfare, simply writing, "Hey, LMAO," along with a Pepe the Frog emoji. He also says, it's only for the real G's out there. So if you're not a real G, you should probably hold off on this one.
They've also added a disclaimer to the game's description. We do not promote smoking or vaping. The whole idea of having smoking devices in the game is just for fun. Do not attempt trying vaping or smoking if you are underage. Or even if you aren't, better stay out of it and keep it safe. Enjoy, and don't get crazy on this one.
Now, as you can expect, reviews have changed just a little bit from having a good laugh along with the developer to this shouldn't belong on Steam because, well, that's the internet for you, but also, they're not wrong. A number of negative reviews are now pouring in for the game, with reviewers accusing it of being a blatant money grab and redubbing it Lose Your Money Simulator. Oh, harsh.
Others have claimed the developer buys downvote bots to hit up negative reviews of the game around the web, which is totally new territory for this kind of game.
Can you do that? Interesting. Okay. This, of course, isn't quite the most ridiculous DLC we've ever seen for a game before. It is some of the strangest, though, considering it's literally 5,000 times more expensive than the actual price of the game itself. Last year, I mentioned this a little bit earlier, Galgun Double Peace came pretty close. It had that $90 day one DLC, but it also allowed you to instantly see through ladies' clothing. And there were other DLCs too. You could make all the ladies' boobs bigger or smaller. And if you bought the special edition of that game, it came with a panty-shaped screen cleaner.
Amazing. There are other ridiculously priced DLCs as well. Sims 3's DLC, for instance, clocks in at a total of around $380 when all is added up.
That was just like EA's money printer for so long.
Meanwhile, Rocksmith 2014 offers a feature of adding 600 songs to your collection, priced at, wait for it, $2,700 fucking dollars.
That's a lot of fucking dollars. But some of the most infamous DLC prices actually, believe it or not, belong to Train Simulator, which gets literally thousands of dollars worth of new trains added to each and every version. Train Simulator 2016 has over 300 pieces of DLC, adding up to more than $6,200. Still nothing on like the Rock Band libraries and all that, but still, it's a lot of dollars.
Depending on how you categorize it, isn't Star Citizen probably the most ridiculous? Even though it's not technically downloadable content, it's unlocked content.
Gus has spent like
$17,000 on like an everything pack.
Gus has spent $1,000 on it, I think, so far. He
Fucking
bought
A,
a couple
man.
of different guns. He's a crazy person.
You could buy like 1 million fidget spinners with all that, buddy.
Yeah, you could.
But the real issue here, apart from overpriced DLC, is how easy it is to put money-making scams on the Steam store. It's something we've seen a lot of lately, especially when it comes to garbage achievement games.
Yeah, lately it got to the point where Valve actually invited YouTubers like Total Biscuit and Jim Sterling to their offices to talk about things like Steam curation and how to combat scam games on the platform. Part of that solution has been to give more preference to official curators. So Valve's long been criticized about how easy it is to put really, really terrible games up for sale, which makes the store harder to navigate. It hurts things for the more trustworthy indie developers out there because when there's a bunch of garbage, it's hard to get the cream to the top.
The flip side to all that criticism about scam games is, well, don't buy it.
Well, sure.
Which is a simple and totally reasonable counter, because if you just ignore it, then Fidget Spinner Simulator and all its friends aren't really hurting you. Especially since the game is clearly a joke that was designed to maybe make a little money on the side.
I don't know, it was a joke before the $50 DLC. Now it's just cynical.
And judging from its owners on Steam Spy, which pegs the ownership at anywhere between 4,300 and 1,700 copies sold, he definitely has turned some profit.
Well, the bigger issue, though, always goes back to, but what if it wasn't just a developer having a laugh at people's expense? And if it was a bigger company trying to milk more money out of gamers when the actual game is an unfinished mess? This has happened before tons of times, and the opinions then would probably be a little bit different, which we've seen, well, dozens of times before.
For now, it seems Valve hasn't quite figured out what the line is, probably because they're too busy making money off it.
Yeah, there's that.
But we'll see what other solutions they bring in the long term.
Maybe they'll make some card games. What do you guys think of Fidget Spinner Simulator's $50 DLC? Fair play? Just a joke that people are taking way too seriously? Let us know in the comments.
For future updates on all your Fidget Spinner games your money can buy and the overpriced DLC, remember to like this video, and if you're new around here, subscribe to the know. But first, a tiny bit of background if you've been blissfully unaware of Fidget Spinner.
Fidget Spinner.
Others have claimed the developer buys downvote bots to hit negative... Of course, the flip side to all that criticism about scam games. Oh god.